Hello everyone, my name is Twisted Dance, and as I'm sure you can tell from the title of the video, this video pretty much just exists to, test out to see if the latest Yakuza game or Like a Dragon game works on Linux. I guess before I do that, let me actually close this. Sorry for spoiling the fuck. Actually, hang on. I think I accidentally clicked Alt F4 to the fucking wrong program. Anyway, let's close this. There's a couple of things worth noting. Why is this not stopping? Oh, it's already stopped. There's a couple of things worth noting. Ignore this. The only launch command that I add is for Mango HUD, just so I can show the fucking overlay. This is really not important. This right here actually won't even show, but like this is actually running Proton Experimental, but not just the normal Proton Experimental. It's actually running the beta version, and the beta version of Proton Experimental is like super bleeding edge. It's like it has like the latest up to date like fucking versions of VKD3D and DXVK that come straight out of their GitHub. So this is probably not the same Proton Experimental that you'll have on whatever Linux device you have, whether it's a Steam Deck or a PC. So I'm not sure how this game will run on those ones, but I mean honestly, from what I can tell, I think it's probably gonna run fine. Because honestly, the Yakuza games for the most part they tend to run pretty well on Linux. But that's pretty much what I wanted to show. But actually, also it says your controller using Steam input. I actually don't know what the fuck they mean by this because I'm pretty sure when you actually play the game, it has the fucking the input logos for the dual shocks. So not sure exactly what they mean by this, but hey, whatever, I guess. I mean, it is nice to know that they do have the PlayStation buttons, because I remember when I played, it might have been Kiwami. It was Yakuza Kiwami. It had the Xbox buttons. There was a way to, like, the thing is, theoretically, it should automatically detect the PlayStation buttons, but for some reason it just didn't. But anyway, I really like this menu. Oh my god. Guys, I am really sorry. I probably should have showed you guys something. I think it's ever since this game, because I don't think would Like a Dragon Ishin it's the case, but this game actually has the Ryuga Gotoku opening. You know, the ones that showed during the summit, those like fucking Marvel-esque intros. This game also has that, so that's pretty interesting. But let me actually show you the graphic settings. Playing this at 1080p. This game, when you play for the first time, it has the frame rate locked to 60. It has the option for 120 and 60, which is interesting. One thing that you're gonna learn is that this game seems to run better than the previous ones. But the thing is, it's hard to tell exactly what is the culprit, and I'll explain what I mean by this. So let's open Yokohama, and this is where also it's worth noting that the frame rate you'll see at the bottom. I'm recording this with OBS, so um, it will tank a few frames, but not any significant amount, especially once we get to these numbers. But like the thing is, this is Yokohama, and I've never played Yakuza 7 and Lost Judgment on PC, so I actually don't know what the frame rate typically is in this city, because when I play this game, for example, in Kamurocho, in what's the other city? Sotenbori, and in Hiroshima, Yakuza 6, I cannot get this frame rate that you're seeing right now. I cannot achieve this. Like, sometimes in certain spots, I might reach somewhere close to this number, but typically, this is pretty fucking rare. Like, even getting the game to run at 120, especially in Kamurocho, it's fucking impossible. I cannot get this game to run consistently at 120 frames per second locked. So the fact that in this game, I would not only would I be able to play at 120, but honestly, I could fucking lock this game to the refresh rate of my monitor, which is 165, which is really cool, man. This game, and like you can see here, like if I go to graphic settings, like go to advanced settings, like everything is pretty much maxed out. Well, actually, that's interesting. Anti-aliasing is at default. I actually didn't test this. Let me actually try MLAA. I actually want to see if it has any impact, but I don't think. Oh wait, it does. No wait, I don't think it does. I think that might have just been the shaders compiled. No wait, I think it might have. Cause like if you notice, like the frame rate was dipping below 165. Maybe it does have an impact. I mean, in terms of visual quality, it definitely has an impact. I can definitely feel it, but like, I'm actually very curious now. I'm very fucking curious to check. Let me actually fight against. There were enemies, right? Ah, fuck. Let me go back to this spot. This is where the frame rate was consistently, well, not consistently, but it was sometimes dipping below. It's doing it here. All right, let's actually go to graphic settings, advanced settings. Let's put the anti-aliasing to default. Let's see if actually it does still tend to drop a little bit. But the thing is, well, no, but it still doesn't go below 165. Ah, wait, it did. It did actually. This is actually very interesting. I think before I wasn't paying attention during the fights, but I did fight. I don't remember going this low. But the thing is, I don't think this is like that big of a deal, because if I check the GPU utilization, this is pretty consistently 99%. So if that's the case, that actually means that this game is bottlenecked by the GPU. However, in previous Yakuza games, whenever there were frame rate dips, it usually wasn't because of the GPU, it's because of the CPU. The CPU was the main culprit. Like, those games were heavily bottlenecked by the CPU. But if in this case, if the frame rate is dropping primarily because of the actually one other thing, I think the max frame rate of this game is 250 frames per second. I just noticed that. But like, if in this case, if it's mainly the GPU that's bottlenecking, then hang on, I want to test something. Let's put this at MLAA, and then let's enable FSR2. Okay, so it only has quality. It only has quality. It doesn't have ultra quality. It's fine. FSR2 quality looks pretty okay. I mean, I have noticed that the quality of the image is a bit worse. But yeah, like, if I'm playing the game like this now, it's never dropping 165. So yeah, it's interesting. I think this might be the first time I'm playing a Ryuga Gotoku game with the Dragon engine, and I'm mainly bottlenecked by the GPU. Might be the first time, unironically. I will say though, like, hang on. I am definitely feeling a bit of the quality. Ah, okay. So when I use FSR2, it uses its own. It doesn't give me the option to choose the type of anti-aliasing. That's interesting. You know, out of curiosity, what if I use FSR1 ultra quality? Because FSR1, listen, the Radeon built-in the driver built-in version of FSR1 isn't that good, but if it's built into the game, it usually looks pretty okay. I mean, in this case, wait, does this look better than FSR2? Am I going nuts? Does this look better than FSR2? No, wait, it doesn't. Wait a minute. The hair, the Kiryu's hair doesn't look super good. Let's actually try, let's disable this, enable FSR2. Yeah, FSR2 I think does the reconstruction a lot better. Although for some reason the image looks, I mean, like to me the image looks blurrier than when I was playing this before, so I don't know. Not sure if I would play the game with FSR2 if I'm being completely honest with you. Because I am noticing that the quality is a bit worse. I mean, I am playing this at 1080p, and FSR in general doesn't do 1080p upscaling like the best. Out of curiosity, what about Intel's XeSS? I've heard that XeSS is kind of good, so let's check. I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not sure if I can tell the difference. I'm not sure if this is really all that better. Nah. But if we play this shit with fucking native, like a normal person, like off. And this one actually has the anti-aliasing. It does have some type of anti-aliasing enabled. Yeah, it has MLAA. How does FXAA look? Out of curiosity, FXAA in previous Yakuza games look kind of meh. This one's not bad. This one's actually not that bad. Yeah, I like it actually. Looks pretty sharp on my monitor. I'm not sure if you guys can notice it, but at least for me, looks pretty goddamn sharp. Yeah, if I were to play this game on PC, I would probably just lock it to 120. But I am very curious to know. I am very curious to know how. I don't know if this game will ever take us to. I know it will take us to Sotenbori, and Sotenbori. Oh wait, hang on. Did you guys notice the frame rate right there? When I was climbing up, it was dipping a bit. The thing is, some of this I'm not even sure if it's actually the game running this normally, if it might just be OBS. Maybe I might need a bit more time to test it without OBS. Because the last time I tried playing this, I do not remember seeing the frame rate. Normally when the game did drop, normally when the frame rate would drop, it would drop around like 190, 20. No, not 20. 190, 180. This is the first time I'm seeing it drop to like the 160s, and sometimes I would see 150, like especially while I was fighting against enemies. And yeah, like I think I saw the GPU utilization going to 89. So some of this is the CPU, actually. Some of this might just be a CPU bottleneck. And then again, it could also just be a bit of shader compilation since I am playing this for the first time. Kind of. But I am happy to know that at least for the most part, I am being bottlenecked by the GPU. Because if that's the case, that's actually really good. Because if a game is bottlenecked by the GPU, it's a lot easier to find ways to increase the frame rate. Like especially when you have like upscalers, then you can just enable that shit and yeah, you're able to kind of recoup some of the frame rate. But when a game is CPU bottleneck, there's very little that you can do a lot of times. But yeah, I honestly think this game runs pretty well. Pretty fucking well. Let me actually see if there are any other interesting settings. Worth noting though, this game does not have FSR3. And I already knew that because I think FSR3 will only get introduced in fucking in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. So this one only has real-time reflections. Doesn't have ray tracing. Not that I would enable that. I mean, previously it never had ray tracing anyway. Yeah, this game, honestly, I give it a thumbs up as far as how it works on Linux. Adjust HDR. I'm actually planning on making a video on how to play with HDR enabled on Linux. But the only reason why I'm not doing that now is because I kind of don't know how to do it. Because the last time I tried, I fucking failed. But apparently there actually are ways to enable HDR on Linux, sort of, during gaming. One thing I will say though, this is something it's worth noting. This game seems to have some degree of input delay. I noticed that. I noticed that mainly when I fight. When I click the light buttons, actually, now that there are enemies, I don't know if you guys can pick up. Hopefully, you guys can pick up. But look, if I click square, I hope you guys can hear it. But there is a little bit of input delay. It seems like. And by the way, I would like to note that this game is running at like 125 FPS, and theoretically, the fucking input latency should be around 4 milliseconds, and yet, as you can tell here, there's clearly some degree of input delay. There seems to be some, and yeah, I don't think this is a Linux problem. It might be. Actually, hang on. Let me try my mouse and keyboard. Maybe with mouse and keyboard, I might not feel any input delay. No, there is input delay even with mouse and keyboard. And the thing is, at these high frame rates, it's not even as bad as when I was playing this game locked to 60. Like when I was playing this game with 60 FPS, I could definitely feel the input latency because right now I've actually been revisiting Judgment, so I'm kind of used to playing the game at 60 FPS. And yeah, when I was playing this game, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is this game responding to my input slower than usual? Yeah, I don't think it's a Linux problem again, because I don't think I've ever. I mean, actually, like if this is a Linux problem, then the only thing I can think of that could cause this is Wayland. But the thing is, in previous Yakuza games, I did not feel this input delay at all. Like when I played Yakuza 6, Yakuza Kiwami 2, I didn't feel this. I think it's the game actually. I think it's the game legit just fucking. I don't know if it's the PC port. I don't know if it's just the game in general. If I'm gonna feel this input delay, I'm not gonna play this game right now because I'm currently in the middle of revisiting all the Yakuza games. So you guys are gonna have to wait until I don't know. Like you're only really gonna hear my thoughts in this game like definitely months from now because right now I'm still playing Judgment. Then I'll have to play Yakuza 7. Then Lost Judgment. I don't think I'm gonna play Ishin immediately after that because I think I'm too fucking anxious for this game. So right after I'm done playing Lost Judgment, I will play this and I will play it on the PS5 because I don't know. The disc it's coming. Right now it's preparing for shipping. I ordered from CD Japan, so it should arrive in a couple of days. Not sure exactly when, but yeah. Until then, I'm gonna have to hold off in this game. Honestly, so far it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty nice. I like the UI. One thing I've noticed is that this game now works the same way as Judgment as far as running when you fight, because in Judgment one of the changes that they made is if you wanted to run during combat, because previously it would run automatically, but then ever since Judgment you would have to click X in order to run. And it seems like it's the case here as well. You do need to click X in order to run. Which... yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, that's really all I have to say. Honestly... oh, one other thing. This game is big. This game is fucking large. As in the size of the game. It's 86 gigabytes. Holy fuck, man. This... I don't think I remember this... I don't think the other games are that fucking large. Like, normally they would be around, like, 50 maybe, but this shit is 86 gigabytes. Like, holy fuck, man. I don't know exactly why it's that large, but it fucking is. But yeah, yeah, I think that's really all I have to say. I think this game is pretty playable on Linux, at least so far. I highly doubt I'm going to see any game-breaking bugs later on. And if there is, make sure to visit the Proton DB for this game, because any issues that people may encounter, you'll definitely see get reported there. As for me, by the time I play this game on PC, it's probably going to be perfectly playable. Any issues are probably just going to get patched by then. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sayonara, bastards.